Hello, my name is George Burtness, and this is my story about how I beat the virus using natural remedies. First of all, I should tell you I am not a doctor, and I am not going to be prescribing you anything because um, you need to take advice from experts, doctors and experts who know about viruses. Here's my story. It actually started in my 20s, many years ago. One day at work, I just was feeling rotten. I had a terrible cold, my nose was running, my eyes were running, and I was just feeling awful. And I had to play broomball that night. And I thought, well, maybe I should just back out. But if I backed out, they probably wouldn't have enough players to be able to have a game. So I thought, okay, I'm going to pay for this, but I'll just bundle up really warm, go and play, and then I'll go back home. And that's what I did. And when I got home, I thought, hey, I better have a hot bath. Maybe it'll kind of help wash out some of the cold or whatever. Next morning at coffee break, I was thinking, I feel like a chocolate bar. And then I remembered that sugar is really crummy for your immune system, especially when you're fighting a cold or a flu. And then it dawned on me, wait a minute, I'm not feeling sick. I'm completely better. What? How can that be? After running around last night when I should have been at home resting, I should be really paying for it today. I'm completely healed. It was a revelation. So from then on, every time, for years, every time I got a cold or flu, I would work up a sweat, have a hot bath, and it would go away. It was an amazing discovery. There was another thing that happened in my life about 10 years later. Once I was reading a book on nutrition, and the author said, rather than just ask God to bless the food, it would be much smarter if we were to ask God to give us the wisdom to eat more healthy food. I thought it was a little bit irreverent, but it did make sense. So, put the book down, said that prayer. Well, after that, I started really being interested in nutrition and health stuff, natural health. And it was just like I'd get a book and I couldn't put it down. So I'm thinking, hey, maybe God did answer my prayer. Anyways, uh, about 10 years ago, when the H1N1 epidemic was going around, my friend Ken was feeling really sick, sick like a dog. So I convinced him, after a lot of persuasion, to take some of the remedies that I normally use. I says, here, take some echinacea, some oil of oregano, some garlic, and 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C. So he took it, and I went out, came back in like 3/4 of an hour, and he wasn't sick at all. And I thought, whoa, this really worked. Well, he had thought this was all hocus pocus stuff, but boy, was he ever a believer now. Well, move forward to last Thursday. Last Thursday, my roommate, who's a nice guy, he offered me some pecan pie, and I'd already been eating a bunch of sugary cookies, and sugar really messes up people's immune system, but particularly for me. I am really sensitive to it. Some people more than others, but I'm one quite sensitive to it. So the next morning, Friday morning, I wake up with a sore throat, runny nose, and a bit of a cough, and I'm thinking, uh-oh, I might have this coronavirus. So I took those 4 things that I had given to Ken, and echinacea, oil of oregano, garlic, 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C, and then I went out to work. And when I came back, I took some more again, and then I had a hot bath. And when I had the hot bath, I'd feel good. So but this was a tough one. This was not a normal cold. It just was not going away. So I'm thinking, whoa, this is quite serious. So Saturday morning, I thought, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to one of my favorite natural food sites, natural healing sites called earthclinic.com. It's a good one, earthclinic.com. They had several suggestions, but one was to get a saltwater solution and inhale it into your nose, some of it up your nose, and then gargle with it. And the article said that if you have the coronavirus and you do this, your sore throat will not be sore for a while. And sure enough, when I did it, I didn't have a sore throat. And I thought, hey, this is working. But they said in a couple of hours it'll get sore again. So you got to do the saltwater wash again, rinse again. And so I did that. So every few hours I would do this as well as take my other stuff, vitamin C, etc. And but then I got diarrhea, and I thought, ooh, this is not good stuff. I had another hot bath before I went to bed. This time, I decided to do something different with heat. Now, one of the characteristics of the coronavirus is that it's really sensitive to high temperatures. That's why it rests in our sinuses and multiplies there. Then it goes down to our lungs. It's a little bit warmer there, and it can't multiply quite as fast, but it still continues to work and does its damage. So I thought, well, if that's the case, I'm going to try to weaken it with heat. So when I went to bed, I grabbed my hair dryer, turned it on low, and brought it under the covers with me, stuck my head under the covers, and for about 20 minutes breathed in this warm, hot air. And it went through my sinuses, nostrils, throat, and lungs. And I'm thinking, oh, I hope that this helps to weaken this virus. So I get up Saturday morning, and I felt like I was better. Well, for about 15 minutes. But then it kind of started feeling not quite as good again. So I continued my regimen. And then Saturday, the sun was out, and I'd read about vitamin D. The sun gives us vitamin D. So I decided I would sit in the sun for a while with my shirt off, and that would give me some vitamin D. Then after half an hour in the sun, I went in and had a hot bath. And as I'm sitting in the bath, it dawned on me that I kind of messed things up. I knew that with vitamin D, it will form on your skin, but it takes about an hour for it to absorb into your body. And what I had done is I had jumped in the bath, and it washed off all the vitamin D. My half hour in the sun didn't do me any good at all. So I thought, well, maybe next time. And then I read about something else, coconut oil helping. Now, I thought, oh, coconut oil, that's not going to work. That's a hokey idea. But then I thought, well, let me do a little more research. So I did. I looked for some articles, and I found a really scholarly article on vitamin D. And it said that coconut oil, sorry. And it said that coconut oil does three things that will help help weaken the coronavirus. First of all, the coronavirus has an envelope, a protective layer of lipids that protect it from your immune system and protect it from things like vitamin C and oil of oregano so that it doesn't get destroyed by these things. And coconut oil has substances in it that break down that protective envelope. Second thing coconut oil does is it makes it more difficult for the virus to attach to your cells so that it can get in there and replicate. The third thing that it does is once it is in there, it slows down its ability to replicate. So I thought, wow, that's really pretty good. So I decided, what does it hurt? I have some coconut oil in my cupboard. So I took the 2 tablespoons that it recommended and started doing that twice a day. So that night, then I got, that's Sunday. That's Sunday. Well, by evening, I was starting to feel like the remedies were starting to work. Either the vitamin D from the sun or the coconut oil was making a difference. Not sure which. Continued with my regimen. Monday morning, I get up and I felt really good. I thought, wow, I've got it beat. And then sniffles started coming. So I continued with the salt water, but the sniffles was about all that I was suffering until I had something to eat. And then I got diarrhea again. So I was a little surprised because I felt so good. I didn't think I would get diarrhea. But I did. Continue the regimen, but now, by Monday, I was only having to take the vitamin, I was only having to use the salt water every once in a while. Tuesday morning, I was feeling way better. Still had a little bit of sniffles, and I started coughing up phlegm from my lungs. You know how you feel after a chest cold, you cough up some of this phlegm? That's what it felt like. At 4 o'clock, I was supposed to be tested for the virus. I go there, and it was a wee bit embarrassing because they take my temperature, have no temperature. They try to get some phlegm, some mucus from my nostrils, and there's hardly anything there. It's like, why did you come here to get, tested anyways? Like, you're not sick. Well, yeah, and so I had already decided I wanted to share this video with others, and then I kind of had a bit of a dilemma. Do I share the video? I have no proof that I actually had the coronavirus. It could have been just a really nasty cold, and then I thought, nope, I'm going to do it anyways. If this regimen can get rid of a really nasty cold, it's not absolute proof, but it can give some hope to some people. So here's what I'm going to share. I want to tell you what I thought was the most important for me. Again, this is not a prescription, I'm not a doctor, but what I felt helped me the most. First was the heat treatments. For 40 years, this has worked for me, so I want to share this with you. You're not going to get it from too many other places. There's a website I'm going to show you at the end of this video that you can go to, and it'll say the same thing as I'm saying. Hot bath and the breathing in the hot air. Secondly, vitamin D. After I took the vitamin D, went into the sun and then got the coconut oil, those 2 things, then I started feeling better. It felt like it was, I was beating it. And it could have been both of them. Probably it was both of them that was helping. So that's number 2 and number 3 that I thought really helped me. The salt water rinses, I thought that really helped too. It got rid of the sore throat, and probably it wasn't just symptoms it was helping with. It was weakening that virus, helping it not to move down into my lungs, because it was getting washed out all the time. I forgot to mention that I also was taking some colloidal silver. I started taking that Saturday, I believe. And I put a little bit of that colloidal silver into the salt water rinse. Silver is really good at killing viruses. Okay, number 5, vitamin C. After I'd as I was preparing for this video, I looked at a website on vitamin C. It's at the end of this video. They say that for the coronavirus, you should take 6 to 8 grams as soon as you get it. And I was only taking 2 grams. I would recommend their advice, not mine. Vitamin C has been, the Chinese are using it against, and also this Dr. Merrick is using it along with some other things to help people when they really get at death's door. And the sixth thing that I want to mention is the other antiviral things. There's just so much out there and we're not being told about it. So, can I give you some advice? Here's several things that I would recommend. If you get the virus or anything that looks like it, even a cold, start fighting it right away. For years, stuff that I've read has said that if you get a cold or flu, hit it with the remedy right away within the first 12 hours and you can get rid of it. Once it's settled in, it's harder to get rid of. So don't mess around. Don't wait till you go to the doctor before you try to find something to help get rid of it. Hit it right away. Secondly, be willing to give things a try. For example, this coconut oil. When I first read about it, I thought, that's a dumb idea. I'm not going to try it. And then I thought, well, that's stupid. Why don't I at least check it out? So I checked it out and found a website where some good research had been done. You want good research, you want to go to experts. And they had good information on it. And so that's why I decided to take it. So here's a couple of other things. Get the advice from experts. And I've got these links at the end of this video you can use. I actually don't know how to make them links that you can just click on, so you'll have to type them in yourself probably, but you can figure that out. Get advice from experts. There's loads of people in natural medicine that have found all kinds of ways to strengthen your immune system and to kill viruses directly. Secondly, boost your immune system now before you get the virus. Remember the Golden Princess, that ship where all those people were stuck for weeks and weeks? Do you know what percentage of those people got the virus? Only 19%. They had strong immune systems, or maybe they were immune to it already. I'm not sure. But the idea is to protect yourself ahead of time. And these links that I'll send you to will show you ways to help boost your immune system ahead of time. Thirdly, develop a plan ahead of time. Okay, when we end up having to get back to work, this virus is going to spread more. And no matter what we do, this virus is around. So if we just, we are going to have to encounter it. There's no getting away from it. Eventually we will. So we need to have a plan. Come up with some kind of plan. Look at the stuff that I've got here. There's all kinds of information on the internet. And develop a plan for you and your family. Don't go unprepared. And fourthly, share your plan with at least a couple of other people. Tell them this is what you're doing. You could even show them this video. And I'm not professional at this at all. You can tell that. But find some way to get other people to know what to do so that they can be helped too. If you have some loved ones, some friends, people in your church, share with them the plan that you've come up with. So I hope this has been a help, and I hope you have a great day. So long.